Here's how to actually automate marketing with AI. On Hyper, we can use agents to launch, analyze, and optimize ad campaigns. We'll choose our tools, Google Ads and Meta, and now we can just send in a message. Launch new campaigns on Meta and Google for Hyper. You can use the Hyper AI production account in the 664 Google Ads account. Let's use hyperfx.ai/marketing for the website, and the goal for both is to generate leads. You can use our pixel event for Meta. Let's spend $100 a day on each campaign, and I'll leave the actual research and figuring out any of the strategy or details to you. I'll also upload a few ad creatives. We could use Hyper to generate the actual images and videos for the ads, but in this case I had these ready to go, and yeah, this is a very real campaign. We're going to set this live. I also mentioned which ad accounts to use in my message, and this is because we have a ton of different ad accounts available on Google and Meta. So this is something that whether you're a marketing team or a marketing agency who already has a ton of different ad accounts, or maybe you're hoping to have a lot of ad accounts since it means your business is growing, yeah, we're just giving Hyper the direction it needs to use the right accounts. Cool, we can see Hyper is getting right into it. It's first looking at our website, and this is Hyper playing the role of a true marketing partner. It's doing the research that it needs to do to generate compelling content for the product. It's looking to understand everything. And yeah, just like you are a marketing agency who has a client and you're looking to figure out like the best language to use for their audience, Hyper is doing that right now. It's also calling a few different tools. It's looking at Meta and Google to list all of our available ad accounts. And now we can see, perfect, it found all the available ad accounts or the ones it needed. And it's continuing to run a couple different searches. It's looking at all of our different available pages, and it's running a few different Google like Gackle API calls. It's continuing to run some web search, and we can actually open this up. We can see, perfect, it's doing some research as far as like keywords for the Google ads. We have a couple different things coming with SEO that we're pretty excited about as well, so stay tuned for that. Awesome, Hyper's getting right down to it. While this is running, we can kind of tag team something. I talked about at the beginning how Hyper can launch, analyze, and optimize campaigns. So we can open up another chat, and we will go ahead and start something. Let me just move this down. We'll use Google Ads and Meta Business, and we can send something in like, hey Hyper, can you analyze campaign performance across both Meta and Google for this month? You could do a month-over-month performance, October versus November. Cool. We'll send this message in, and we can have Hyper, start to analyze everything while we are simultaneously creating a new campaign. We'll jump back over to our prior conversation. Okay, great. Looks like Hyper's done here. It's putting together our campaign strategy proposal, targeting, creative approach, everything here. Looks good to me. Yeah, go for it. And in this case, we're running Hyper through a chat. We could actually have Hyper build out a reusable workflow automation that can just build, campaigns and set them live end to end from one click, or just on a schedule. So we'll get to that in a minute. Perfect. We're jumping back into our analysis, and we can see Hyper just found all of our accounts. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Go ahead and put it together. I'm also a big fan of dictating. It's a little faster than typing, but you can absolutely just, type into the chat input with Hyper. We'll go back over to our other chat where we're launching a new campaign. We can see that Hyper is uploading all of our ads that we had, provided in the chat. It's actually transporting them from this chat into our Meta ad account. It is creating the ads, or creating the campaigns rather. We can see it's doing the same thing on Google right now. Creating a campaign. We can see all the different channels, and it's probably about to get right into all of the keywords as far as Google ads go. Both campaigns are created. Now it's creating the ad sets and ad groups in Meta. And whether or not you've ever built out a campaign in Meta, I'm sure you can agree that this is so much better. Meta's UI is notoriously hard to deal with. And yeah, you could think about Hyper as your expert marketing assistant, or just honestly like expert marketing employee who knows all of the levers and things to do when it comes to setting up marketing campaigns in any platform. Cool. We can see that Hyper's adding location targeting to the Google Ads campaign as well as keywords. We'll continue to let that run while we jump back over to our analysis. Nice. Let's see what we have here. Cool. We can see that Hyper ran a ton of tool calls, grabbing all of our ad insights from Meta. Same thing with Google. We can open this up. We can see at a high level, this is all of our different KPIs associated with each campaign and ad account. And now we can see a month-over-month performance report. It actually put together, let's see, this is for Meta ads, one of our ad accounts, looking at another ad account. So all of our spend, comparing it month over month, all of our metrics, like this is, basically analysis done in about a minute. We could also have Hyper spin up a dashboard with this that has filters and is actually something that we can interact with. I'm going to say, okay, great. I just enabled the flows tool, which I'll do right now. And can you build out a workflow that I can just run every day that puts together this analysis? Instead of month over month, let's do week over week. And this is very much where Hyper goes from instant actions on demand in chat to automating reusable business systems. And what we're going to see here is Hyper is going to build an actual workflow that can run on a schedule. We can set it up to run on a daily basis, hourly basis, or every Tuesday at 8 a.m. We can also set it up to run based on a message in chat. So this is for like the reusable, oh, I want to launch a campaign. I'm going to drag creatives into the chat input and launch it. We can also set it up to run on a webhook as well as an event. So getting an email to your Gmail or Microsoft Outlook account, as well as Google Sheets, Excel is updated. You can get pretty granular with it. While this flow is getting generated, we'll jump back over. We can see that Hyper is almost done. It added a lot of keywords, which we really want to see. We can also see, let's see here, this is one of my favorite things. Hyper's building out phrase match type. So in this case, it is basically a dynamic field that is going to just make sure we are very competitive. Now we can see that Hyper's actually giving us all of the ad previews that we would normally see in our Meta ad account. Honestly, whatever makes it so I never have to go in there again. We can see this is our first ad creative. Hyper handled all of the text variations. Here's our second. And I bet our third is right down here. Excellent. Something I didn't mention is that when we are uploading all of these files, Hyper is actually analyzing the ads or any file you were to upload. And you can see, for example, the text variation it built actually lines up with the ad, which is super important. Like we're telling a story and Hyper gets that. Cool. Looks like campaigns are successfully created. We can actually open these up in both platforms. So it gave us our ads manager link. We'll grab this. Cool. Let's see here. So this is our campaign. We see our actual campaign right here with the budget. Our ad group is set up. So website, everything here. We can scroll down. And now we'll get into our actual ads. So we can see the ad preview just like we saw in Hyper. Everything is set up with text, placement, media. We're good to go here. So I think we'll go ahead and tell Hyper to set these live. Or actually we can go ahead and look at, where's the Google Ads? Perfect. So yeah, we could also go look at this in Google Ads. And great, we could see the campaign here as well in Google Ads. We can look at the ad group as well and all of the different keywords that Hyper set up. Right now it's just under review. It should get approved shortly and we can go ahead and set that live. While that was going, we also just built out our analysis workflow. So we can see Hyper actually created this weekly ad performance analysis. We can see the workflow here and we can go ahead and edit it. So soon you'll be able to edit workflow. Well, you actually can edit workflows directly from chat, but we have a couple really exciting things coming that make it about as easy as it gets. And yeah, here we can see this is our actual workflow. It's set to run on a trigger. We can edit this to run at a specific day or time. In this case, I'm just going to have it run every day at 9 a.m. I'll update that schedule. And we can see that the workflow basically splits into two different data collectors. So it's actually we have one agent who's going to our Meta ads account and then another who's going to Google. And from there, they go into a performance analysis agent who's going to look at all of the different data, put it together as a report, assemble actionable insights, look at what is happening in the competitive landscape, and make sure that we are getting maximum ROI. Then we have our report generator. We could have this actually send an email to us. So for example, if we wanted a daily email report with this analysis, we could absolutely set that up. I'll go ahead and test run this. This is a great way to evaluate workflows that, just make sure that they're running exactly as you want, especially when you are scaling like formal processes for your business. So in this case, we can open up this run and we can see the agents are right off to it. They're grabbing all of the data for both Meta and Google Ads. They're going to put together this report, and yeah, this is analysis on autopilot. Now we'll go back, and yeah, I could go ahead and say, let's go for it. I think that's a great way to wrap up the video. Yes, let's go live. And yeah, all in all, I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, what can I say besides this is how you actually automate marketing with AI. Thanks for watching.